Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crime and Entertainment. A familiar face here, Shelby Doll and Rik Reese joining us. We got some somewhat breaking news here. First off, Shelby, if any of our fans have followed you, I've been a lot of, to a lot of stuff you put on here with the last year and a half. What Nikita's last December, Vegas in March, and you announced your retirement. But I think I remember from our first interview, you said you were a Patriots fan, right? A Brady fan anyway?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course I am. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you got a little something in common with him because Brady came out of retirement and he went on to win a Super Bowl. You're coming out of retirement again, from what I hear. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, I am. My arm got twisted and I went with it. So, what do you do?
All right. So tell us a little bit about how that came about, how Rik Reese fits into all this, and then Rik, we'll get into you, your band, and a little bit of your story, and then we'll talk about an upcoming event here at FHM.
Perfect.
Yeah. So essentially what kind of happened is this spring I went through a lot of big life changes, and I had an operation for some health stuff I was going through, and kind of got through that a lot better than anticipated, which was really great. But I was taking a lot of a lot of shit. That's the only way to word that.
Edit.
Oh no, we don't edit that. We don't edit those. They can fly.
So I was taking a lot of crap for retiring, not just from fans, but also from some people in the industry that were like, you're still young, you got 10 years left at this, why are you doing this? And we want to see your shows, and so we think you should keep going. It's a shame to see it go. And just like the pressure of it all sort of, I guess, pulled me back into it, but mostly the fans. So, when they're messaging me and they're like, man, we're so sad to see you leave the circuit. Who else are we going to follow that performs the way that you do? And I'm like, follow this girl, but just not satisfying them. So I decided that if I'm going to come out of retirement, I'm going to come out of retirement in a way that only Shelby Doll would.
There you go.
And reinvent the shows and do it bigger and do it better and do it in a way that this tour will represent everything that the Rock Star of Burlesque should represent. And so that's why I, am gonna tote Rik around for like a year until he hates me.
So
him and all of his friends.
So, Rik, I'm sure she had to twist your arm to get you to do this too. So both of you got your arm twisted, I guess.
There you go. Tough gig.
So tell us a little bit about you, man, a little bit about your background, how long you've been in music, and how did you meet up with Shelby?
Eastern Canadian musician. I've played, all over place, tons of festivals, all kinds of stuff. Did, do a little name dropping, did shows with Keith Urban, Toby Keith, Big and Rich, on and on and on. And Shelby was having the North American Showgirl Festival. And she's looking for a country rock band. And she found us, so we played her festival. And about a year later, she sends me an email saying, we're doing something else similar to the Showgirl Festival we're doing in Chicago. Do you want to come down and do it? So, yeah, absolutely. So that led to Chicago.
Okay. And didn't I see you in the diner in the hotel?
I think probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think I seen you in the hotel.
Yeah, if they're serving coffee or sweets, I was there.
Yeah. Well, it was whatever you wanted down there, right there on the what you stayed at the one with the casino, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Me and the photographer guy, we seen you down there. I think it was Saturday before we went back for Saturday night. And I got to tell you, that was an ingenious idea because I've been to a lot of clubs and seen some of these shows thanks to Shelby kind of introducing me to this world. And I thought that was really neat having an actual full-blown band not only play while some of the girls was doing their acts, but then the next night it was kind of your break in between sets while things were changing, while sets were being set up. And I thought that was very neat. It added a different element to it outside of just your regular DJ and house music. How was that? Was that the first time you'd ever done anything like that before you got hooked up in this situation?
Definitely sharing the stage with other performers of that type.
Yeah. Was it distracting?
Yeah,
I mean, I guess, did you miss a chord? It didn't sound like it, but did you, was it distracting at all?
Stay focused, and stay on the key, right? So,
Hey,
but no, it was cool. It was different, and her vision was to kind of keep the entertainment flowing. So,
right.
there's no dead air between stage changeover and whatnot. So, I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, keep everybody focused, keep something going on.
Yeah,
And I mean, too, I guess some of the girls was climbing up pretty high. So as long as you keep your vision down low, sometimes they're just completely out of view there. So it's easy
that's
to
right.
focus. I like what
No high heel in the head.
that venue, Big Al's. I thought it was a really cool venue. I'd heard a lot about that place.
Yeah.
Oh, it's huge. And you know what's so cool about Big Al's is like just the history of Big Al's and like all the part of the reason I was so excited to do that event there specifically is because of all the bands and stuff that have been through Big Al's and all of the showgirls that have also been through Big Al's. So it was kind of cool to like bring that together in a place that is known for doing that in the past.
Well, not even only that, but I was standing right there by the entranceway. All those pictures that they had on the wall. I mean, you got athletes, movie stars. I mean, a bunch of people have been through there. Tons of guys from The Sopranos, which kind of fits into this element of this show. I think I seen Dan Marino, a picture of him up there. Manny Pacquiao, I think was. I mean, there was a lot of famous people that had come through there, and I'd always heard about Big Al's in Peoria, and that was pretty neat. It was really neat for me to get to go and experience that, and the performances. I mean, Friday was great, but Saturdays was on another level. And it was really hard being the judge because, like, you see one and it's like, man, this is great. But then the next one would outdo it. And then the next one would outdo it. And it's like, sooner or later, I can't say that was the best one yet because they're got to be running out of stuff to do. But I mean, breathing fire and confetti and ships and swinging around by those. I mean, it was unlike anything I'd never seen before. It was a fantastic show.
Yeah. Well, that's what showgirls do, right? Like
Exactly.
our whole job. Yeah.
Yeah.
To keep you wanting more. Yeah.
That's what I've tried to explain to people when I tell them like exactly what it is that, that y'all do. I'm like, you don't understand. This is not something you're going to see at just your average club on a Saturday night. I was like, these performances, like, I mean, it's very much like athletes, like competitive athletes. I mean, these girls are dedicated. They put a lot of time into their shows. Yeah. You can tell nobody just gets up there and wings it, and if you do, it will be very obvious that you're doing it compared to some of the people that you're going up against. Much like a band. If you guys don't go out and practice together and you're not in sync and everything flows, the audience is going to be able to tell that you guys probably don't really know each other. The chemistry's off. You'll definitely be able to tell that, on the stage with some of these shows that they do. And Shelby, you taught a lot of these girls. Now you're deciding to go back on tour. I got to ask you, where do you think you have the most fun? Do you have the most fun when you're on the stage and you're doing it? Or do you have the most fun when you're taking a girl that is newer to the business and kind of grooming her and shaping her and then seeing her flourish all the way up to maybe where she's headlining and touring and performing? Where do you get the most out of?
I think it's like a catch-22 because I enjoy both probably equally, honestly. I love performing because when I go on the stage and I can feel that energy from the audience just brewing, and you feed off of that. It's like drugs, you're just like, oh, I want more. It's so great, and I don't think that ever gets old. And I don't think there's a performer in the world that's not going to say they don't love it to death. I know Rik loves it to death because when he performs, he's all in it to win it too. He's a show boy. He's closet show boy.
There you go.
So, but it's, when I get to teach the girls and kind of, we'll say, bring them up within the industry and help them out and see them get so talented. And what's so rewarding about it is the confidence that they gain within themselves and what that brings them, right? Watching them become so confident and so, just assured of themselves, and then all of the other opportunities that start to spiral. And then you get to see them be so excited about all that. I mean, that is equally as rewarding as that audience just kind of screaming for you, Right. So I think I like them both the same for different reasons, Yeah.
And I've had the opportunity to kind of be around in the background when you give some of these speeches. And I mean, this is no game when these girls are prepping. I mean, you're on their ass. You're telling them where they're going to be, what they're going to do. You're barking out. You got me scared to make a noise back there. I'm making sure my phone's on silent. I don't want to interrupt. Have you yelling at me? I mean, but I think you can, that's your passion. If they're doing this, they're not going to come in there and half-ass it. And I think that was almost verbatim of your message you don't come to these shows to just, phone it in. You come to these shows to put on a performance. And then obviously the goal is for them to, get picked up and start touring. So, I mean, it's very evident for people that have that availability to be able to hear you talk to these girls that this means a lot to you. And I know these girls appreciate it. And they brought their A game that Saturday night. And for anybody that didn't get to
Yes,
see
they
it,
did.
it was their loss for sure. But we've got another event coming up pretty soon. Tell us about this top 100 event that we have coming up here in Vegas.
Oh my good gravy, the Vegas event that's been haunting my overnight schedule for months. Yeah, no, we're doing the FHM USA Magazine's Top 100 Sexiest release party in Las Vegas. That's October 12th. It's pretty exciting. It's a red carpet event, so there'll be lots of celebrities there, influencers there. Like Kindly is going to be there, one of the top influencers out right now. So it should be really just a really good crowd, but then also a crowd of lots of substance. So it's a great networking opportunity for some of the younger showgirls that I've kind of slid in there by accident to kind of give them a chance to be in that space. I'm pretty excited about this. This is going to be the debut of the show that we will take on the road as well. So we're going to be headlining the event. So it'll be Shelby Doll with the Rik Reese Band. And we'll do a headlining performance about 3/4 into the night. And that will give everybody their first look at what that's really going to look like on tour and on the road. But the event itself should be pretty exciting. I think we got a lot of really great partners involved with the event, like you, Wade.
Yeah, Cat Mark is coming over, right? The Cat and Mark show?
Yep, Cat and Mark's coming over from Australia. We have a lot of designers involved, like Nava Swim that just did Miami Swim Week. They're going to be dressing the top 10 models. We're going to be announcing the #1 sexiest woman in the world for this year. So that should be pretty exciting for all the boys. Mm-hmm. So, it'll be funny to watch some of them do this all night. Like they can't see anybody.
Aubrey Black, I think, is coming over too, right? Aubrey Black's coming over.
Yeah. Aubrey Black's coming over. Cattage is coming over. So it's going to be a full room of just beautiful, brilliant women. You can't really get a more for him experience than to have a Lamborghini Maserati car show. Right. With all of these beautiful women from all over the world.
Rik, I don't know how you're going to make it through it, buddy. I mean, my heart goes out to you. I know you're going to have a hell of a time trying to make it through that night.
There's such thing as recorded tracks.
I'm assuming you played in Vegas before?
No.
Really?
No.
Well, I just turned 40 a couple weeks ago. And this past March, when I went down there, was the first time I'd ever been to Vegas in all my life. And I had a great time. So, unfortunately, I don't think my schedule is going to be permitting me to get down there for this event because I had a pre-thing planned. I'm actually going to see Jelly Roll in Jacksonville.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, I won't be able to make it down there for this, but I have somebody hopefully that can come down there and do some interviews for me for the crime and entertainment side of things. I know this is going to be very cool. Do we have a spot for this venue?
Oh, yes. It's going to be at El Infierno, which is right next to the Orleans, and the whole entire 3-story building plus car garage is all the event.
Wow.
They're shutting down the whole building for it. So it's going to be pretty great.
They're going big.
Yeah.
All right.
We booked one of the models, Sophie Marie, she's beautiful and amazing and all of those great things. And she's going to be bringing her horse there and doing photos and stuff right in front of the red carpet because it's urban cowboy theme. So not only are you going to have all these hot women from all over the world, but they're going to be dressed like cowgirls all night. So.
And as a country music artist, that's just going to be horrible.
I know I don't.
The working conditions, I don't know. We have to talk.
Yeah, you're going to have to put in a formal complaint here and go. Make sure things are up to code. I know you're going to have a good time up there, man. How many girls are we expecting here at this event total? If you had to go off top,
100 plus.
100 plus. So it is going to be literally the top 100.
Uh-huh.
Are you thinking Jelly Roll, 100 women?
Listen, you twisted my arm here. You twisted everybody's arm getting twisted here. Shelby, Rik Reese's, Hollywood Ways, everybody's arms getting twisted.
Well,
It
you had a
sounds like
good
a hell of a
time at the
time.
small event in March, and that was a much smaller event because that was the Bunny Bash. So that's a private event for the
Right.
graduation of the girls. And you thought that was phenomenal. Now, like, multiply it by 1,000.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that was up there too. I know. It was still packed and a great crowd. Even John Jones had actually made his return to the UFC. It had like about a 2-year gap off, and he actually came back and he fought that night. So I didn't know what to expect going in there because that's a pretty big deal. They were fighting in Vegas, and it was still a huge crowd. Mimi Ivy was up there. Spice One, the rapper, was up there. I mean, it was packed to the gills, and I had a great time up there. And like I said, that was my first time in Vegas, so I thoroughly enjoyed it. I got to hit up the Mob Museum and do some of the touristy stuff while I was up there.
Yeah.
But this definitely sounds like a hell of a time. How do people go about looking into this for tickets? Is there a website for them to go to? What's the situation?
Yeah, so the tickets right now are on Eventbrite. So if you just go on Eventbrite, search Vegas, and put in FHM, it pops right up. And on there, we have all of the Instagram handles for all of the models that are going to be seen there. So it'll give you a good outline of the event and everything to expect and who's all performing, because we actually booked one of the USA's top rodeo clowns as well. He's a phenomenal roper, and he spins guns, and it's going to be awesome. So
I mean, what do y'all not having up there? You got 100 girls, you got the Rik Reese Band, you got Shelby Doll, you got a
Bill
rodeo
Walkers,
clown,
got
you
it
got a
all.
horse. I mean, what is it? I mean, just tell me what's not going to be at this party. It might be a shorter list.
Wade from Private Entertainment.
Unfortunately, damn it. All right, so they can go get all their tickets now. Is this a one night thing? Are they having a little primer the night before? What's the deal with that?
Yeah, this is a one shot, one kill event. I'm sure they'll probably organize or orchestrate some sort of after party, unofficial after party. But
Oh yeah,
as far as the event itself, that's it.
I don't think parties really stop in Vegas. They just move locations.
Yes.
Yeah, even the one that
We
I was
won't
up there
know
in March.
because we'll be getting on a plane. So that'll be
Yeah, so that is going to kick off y'all's tour. So you have this Vegas Top 100, and then that kicks you guys off to go tour. What is y'all's tour looking like? How long we thinking? Is it primarily going to start off in Canada, work your way to the States? Tell us a little bit about that.
okay. So actually, we're going to start at the Night Moves Magazine Award Show the Sunday before FHM Top 100. So we might be doing like a small little like demo show, but not like what we'll be doing on tour. It's just more of like a sampling. And then we do the FHM Top 100. Then post that, we have a bunch of marketing stuff lined up. So we have a whole lot more podcasts and things of that nature throughout the fall. In the spring, we're going to be doing the Fredericton Tattoo Expo, possibly the Halifax Tattoo Expo, because Rik and his boys are so incredible at what they do. We can't hop in the tour bus and actually start physically touring from venue to venue to venue until next fall, which also works out with my crazy friggin' schedule that just never stops. So everything is kind of going to be sporadic from now until next fall, and then it will be one straight shot for as long as we can. I can keep them going. I guess I feed them Red Bull, Viagra, like whatever else I can wrangle up. Showgirls, glitter. You're running out of energy. Here's another showgirl.
Don't even need to hold your you need your hands to hold your guitar there. You just put that strap down there. So you got to have you ready, guys, ready to rock and roll. Now, I don't think you're going to need a whole lot of persuasion to keep going and hitting some of these clubs that Rik. This is just my hunch, but I don't think you're going to need a whole lot of persuasion. You might need the Red Bull, but I don't think you're going to need a whole lot of persuading.
That's it, exactly. Captive audience.
Is this a tour that, how long is your typical tours? If, without being, hooked up to Shelby, just a regular tour for you guys. How long does that go?
We do everything kind of remotely out of one area, so we're kind of like regionally. And any tour that I've done is out of Western Canada, and we go a month or two at a time. But we haven't done the Alberta scene since pre-COVID, because now that music is back and everybody's excited for live music, there was just enough to keep me booked here, like well into 2024 already. Regionally, when I say regionally, I mean all Eastern Canada.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I got to think somewhere in this tour and on this bus between Shelby and who she might have with her and Rik Reese Band and, you know, y'all's followers, somebody's got to be somewhere recording some of these shenanigans going on the road. There's going to have to be some sort of documentary for this. I really hope that that's in the works here.
Yes, yeah. So actually, it's all being recorded for a reality series. So that more information will come out. There's not too much we can say about it right now, other than it is a thing that is occurring. So fans can get excited to watch that. It will be broadcast through a mainstream channel, which will be really exciting for everybody to get to see what that is like, and what we're like.
I think you used the word shenanigans.
Yes.
Yeah, probably accurate.
You got one subscriber already, I can tell you, because I got to think that's going to be some interesting content there, all these places. Just the natural flow of things that happen. I was telling Shelby, like when I was up there and I seen you guys in Pure and it ended, I wound up, I had to hang out for a little bit because my flight didn't leave till late. And I just started a new job. I'd only been there like 2 weeks. So the flight left. It was late leaving. I got back to Charlotte. They canceled the damn flight because of weather. So I'm stuck in Charlotte. I couldn't get a car to drive back. They weren't allowing any one-way rental cars because this was the whole airport because it was weather. So it wasn't just my flight. It was everybody. So it was a madhouse. Finally, I actually wound up getting an Uber driver that I took longest fucking Uber ride ever, 3 hours from Charlotte all the way to Charleston where I live at. And I told him when he picked me up, I didn't think I was going to get anybody to take it. He picked me up at like 2 a.m. I told the guy, I'm like, boss, if you can get me to my house by 5 and I can make it to work, I'll throw a little something extra on there for the tip. And he's like, I got you. So I went to sleep and left it in his hands. And he sure did. He got me there at like 5:01. So I ran inside, freshened up a little bit, put on my cleanest dirty shirt and went on to work and made it on time. I was like, I really don't want to call out, this early, especially telling them where I've been and where I was. I don't know how that would have been perceived, but I made it, but had a good time down there while I was doing it. And I'm sure you guys are going to have a blast at this FHM thing. I will put the link to the Eventbrite thing you were discussing in the show notes down here.
Yeah, that's great.
Just so it can just be an easy click. They can go check that out. Hopefully I can work out something and get the schedule rearranged, but if not, Rik, you're going to have to shoulder the load, pal. I know it's going to be a but
if not, the only thing missing is Wade.
There you go. That is the only thing missing. So when people go up there and they're upset that I'm not there, just tell them, look around. I'm sure that'll be the end of it.
This whole thing is going to be such a different experience, like even for me. And that's why I'm really excited about it, because even though I've toured like for 30 weeks straight at a time, just like bussing here, bussing there, 20-hour drive from here to there, just to show up and rehearse and then perform. It's going to be really cool to do this with a group of people with all those different personalities and see how that is so much different than doing it.
You say that now.
Yeah. So one question I got to ask, obviously you've been doing this for a while. You're a veteran. Now that you did retire, now you've unretired, you're coming back this tour. Do you have any butterflies going on in it?
A little bit. Yeah. But mostly because it's like, I'm really excited about it. I'm excited to share the experience with people that maybe haven't gotten a chance to do that. We have 2 newer showgirls, Miss Galaxy and Miss Nixon, who'll be joining us for select dates across. And I think that's going to be really exciting for them to get that opportunity, to be in the bus with the trailer, go do the promo days, sign the autographs, take the pictures, and get that opportunity to feel, like a star, like they deserve to feel earlier in their career. And I'm excited to watch the boys kind of travel, and that dynamic of everything I think is going to be really exciting, because some of them are really high maintenance and they're going to find out that don't work on the road at all. So they think they like me now till I'm like, hurry the fuck up. We've got to go now.
Yeah. And Galaxy, man, what a performance she put on. And Miss Nixon, I got to get her on the show, man, to talk about that, because that was one of the first acts I had seen involving fire, and not just a little bit of fire, like a lot of fire. Like,
I'm still trying to figure out how to light my guitar on fire.
Well, she could probably tell you, because she lit about everything she had on fire. I was sitting right there at the judge's table and I seen it. that was an impressive performance, man. Like I'd never seen anything quite like that. And obviously she's got lineage, into wrestling and stuff like she was an amazing performer. So you've got a hell of a cast here for this lineup you got, man. And like I said, Galaxy's performance, Serenity Reign. I mean, I could just go everybody. It's hard to just, nitpick, but I can only imagine what this show is going to be like. And I encourage anyone, even if you're not around the Vegas area, take a trip up there. Why not check this show out? It definitely seems like it's going to be one for the ages for sure.
That's the goal.
Well,
bring all the best together and kill it.
Yeah. Well, go big or go home. That's what they say, right?
Well, you went down the list. There's horses and fires and cars. I mean, what's left? Well, what more do you want on your ticket?
Shelby, real quick, where can they find you on social media?
Official Shelby Doll on my Instagram or my website, shelbydollx.com. And you can follow all my nerdgasming adventures and, we'll figure it out together.
Oh, your pinball chasing and stuff like that. You're a big Kiss fan, right? Big Kiss fan.
Yeah. Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. Just went and tracked down your Kiss pinball machine. I see that back there. Oh, okay. And Rik, my friend, are you on any social medias?
Yeah, RikReese.com.
RikReese.com. All right. I'm assuming they have like a schedule up there where they can. Well, look at that.
How's that? Not bad for country boy.
That is not bad. I'll tell you what. I mean, big Kiss fans here, I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
You better be to have that tattoo, but it's mighty good art.
Everybody thinks they want to be on the tour bus till about probably a week in. Then they're going to be like, these people are crazy. I don't want anything to do with them.
You find out who's really about that life about a week and a half in, huh?
Especially if they have to hear Kiss greatest hits 24/7. That's all we're playing.
But now who's the driver? Who's driving this bus?
So right now I have a hired roadie that will do that so that I can ride all their asses.
He better be a high-paid fella because he's probably going to have a lot of stuff going on behind him. I couldn't be the driver of your bus because I'd be turning around trying to figure out what the hell's going on and probably put that bus on the side of the road somewhere. So bless it that
I'm back there practicing fire on my guitar. It's horrible.
Yeah, you're back there practicing fire, set fire to a bed or something back there with the guitar. I can't wait for this reality series to drop. I can tell you that right now. I'm on the post for that. Let me know as soon as that drops. We'll put out some promos for that, and I'm assuming you said it's going to be on a pretty big, streaming network. So I can't wait for that. That's going to be very, very interesting. I'm always intrigued. Everybody sees the final show, but there's so much that goes into making that happen. And I love watching those behind the scenes things. Jelly Roll himself's actually got a thing on Hulu, and it's just, it's everything behind the scenes that you don't see, all the hard work putting into it, all the setting up, all the prep, which is a lot. When fans go and they see the show, that's just what they see. They see the show, but there's so much work that goes into that behind the scenes. And I think that's really going to be cool when you guys get that all wrapped up and put out.
I think so. And I think what's going to be so magical about it, and part of the interest in doing it, is that now the mainstream public is going to see how much work like the heavy hitting touring showgirls really do. We do as much or more work than most touring artists. We haul a ton of equipment. I was laughing at the boys because they're packing the van and they're like packing it up all strategic with their pictures. And I'm thinking at the end of a showgirl weekend, we're like huge pirate ship, 5 people trying to get this into a trailer, just loads and loads and loads of stuff. It takes like 2 hours to load up the tour trailer just for one girl to go on stage and get naked.
And I asked the one girl, I can't remember if it was Serenity or who it was. I said, You drive? And she said, yeah, I drive. I was about to say, because you would have some explaining to do trying to put this on a plane or, check it in at the low. She's like, ma'am, you do have a pirate ship here. What's going on?
It doesn't fit in the overhead.
Yeah, it does not fit in the overhead. And some of those things they actually strategically make where they can fold and collapse and go real small. And then when it sets up, it's huge. But just a glimpse of what I'm talking about here, these setups for these, shows. I mean, these girls go all out. They leave, no stone unturned. Obviously, them doing the performing is one thing, but the act, the whole performance, the body of work, so to speak, it really is something to behold. So hopefully everybody can go check out FHM Top 100. Sounds like it's going to be a good show. If you're in the Canada area, definitely want to check out Shelby Doll coming back to tour along with the Rik for sure. Well, thank you guys for joining us, man. I've had a blast. I know you got a schedule and a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff you need to take care of. Any last things you want to leave us with? Any last things you want to plug before we get out of here? Wade
won't be at Top 100.
There's still a little bit of time. We're making twists, something make it happen. You never know. He has got a show in Wilmington. I'm trying to swap it. He's got a show in Wilmington the week before. Maybe if I can juggle a few things.
There you go.
Juggle. Do some juggling because we're going to miss you.
Work your magic, man.
We'll do. Well, if I don't see you guys, I know you're going to kill it, and hopefully I'll definitely catch you on your tour. I know you mentioned maybe Nashville. You might be around in Nashville. I've only been there one time.
We're working on some Nashville dates now. So, and actually we're working on for Nashville, like the boys might have some dates just themselves playing, and then I might have a date just myself for something, and then we'll come together to do some stuff. So Nashville might be an interesting little mini tour in itself. So I'll keep you updated so you can come out and jam with us.
Yeah, definitely. Nashville's a good time. I mean, anywhere I go usually turns out to be a good time, but Nashville's a good time even without me there. So definitely.
Nashville is the best place ever for a performer. I love Nashville.
Yeah.
Wow.
Any kind of performer I mean, no matter what bar you go into, there's 3 stories every bar, somebody singing, every genre of music. I mean, it is one of the funnest places that I've ever been to for sure.
I'll keep you updated.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am Hollywood Wade. That was Shelby Doll and Rik Reese. Look forward to seeing their tour later on this year. And if you're in the Vegas area, definitely check out Top 100. Shelby, Rik, we appreciate you stopping by the show.
Yeah, buddy.